Hello and welcome to a new video. Tonight I'm taking out the Segway P65S electric scooter for a ride at nighttime. It's just a little bit past sunset. It's actually nice weather for a change. It's actually a little bit cool out, which is why I'm wearing a jacket and gloves. And I'm taking this scooter out for a ride. I'm starting in the Highlands area in Louisville, Kentucky, kind of in the Deer Park neighborhood. Over by Norris. So I'm going to take this through to the Germantown area. And I know I've gone on rides on motorcycles there and other bikes, but okay, it's finally able to get in motion. So yeah, I'm starting out in the general Highlands neighborhood, Deer Park area, and for this ride I'm recording with two different cameras, which give multiple different angles, because I've got two cameras that are Insta360. So I have the 1-inch 360 camera on top of my helmet to get the super wide angles pointing in any direction that I want, and then I have their One R camera with the 1-inch sensor mod on a chest mount. And both of these are some of the larger sensors you can get on an action camera type setup. The key to getting low light in situations like this would be that you have to set all of the settings manually. If you let it do auto, you'll get pretty bad results. And the shakier things are, the worse it'll look. But hopefully this is a decent setup. I think this is a combination that, unless you're wanting to rig up something much larger and heavier, this is probably about as good as you're going to get in low light. Oh my god. Probably doesn't display as well on the widescreen, but they were kind of going like they were going to get directly in my path. Because something that, depending on the part of the country that you are in, may be less or more impact, but it just seems like a lot of the people, the drivers in the areas around here in the Louisville, Kentucky area, just got to be very poor in the past couple years in terms of driving skill. I mean, it may just be that everybody's always been that way. It's just, it's been more noticeable to me in recent years because I'm paying more attention to it. I guess I'll go through here. It's just people oftentimes when they're going to a stop sign or a red light, they don't actually take a turn. They just cut through the lane and get within inches of the bumper of your car. So this is Tyler Park I'm going through right now. Just went through the little tunnel that goes under Baxter Avenue. This is Tyler Park, small park over here in the Highlands. One downside to riding something like this scooter over a bike is that you're standing up on top of the scooter And it's not that I am incredibly tall or anything. It's just, if you take my height and put it on top of this scooter, then, this one's a little bit taller, so then, you know, it's quite a bit up in the, wait, see if I can go on the street here. Just the problem is, when I stand on the scooter wearing my shoes, then I end up being, you know, 6-something foot tall. And then I have this Insta360 camera on top of my head that's relatively tall, which is how it's able to see over the back of the helmet and get a view facing backwards at all. So then the camera is sticking out of the top of my helmet. It's, you know, over 7 feet tall, probably. Over 7 feet something. And then what you run into, there's a lot of low-hanging branches that if you're just on foot walking, not as much of a big deal. Unless you're super, super tall. Oh, let's go on the street. And then, there's technically a path here. So if you're just walking, not a big deal, but if you're standing on top of this and you have a camera sticking out of the top that you don't necessarily want to smash into a bunch of branches and get all scratched up, then it can be a little bit annoying. But, yeah, and this P65 scooter, I'm actually enjoying it quite a bit. The only downside really is that it doesn't have suspension. If it had that, it'd be a much smoother riding experience. Now let's go look on this street here. Kind of has a nice view overlooking the city. But the other scooter in this series, in the P series, the 100S, has suspension. It's also quite a bit more expensive. Yeah, so I don't know if you can see any of that at all, but way off in the distance you see a little bit of the skyline of downtown Louisville. Not that it's super impressive, but... And once it gets a little... So, currently I'm recording in September. Once it gets into October and gets into actual fall and the leaves start falling off the trees, then that view will probably improve, or you can see more of the downtown area from that street. So now I'm kind of in the in-between section, going from the Highlands to Germantown. And one thing I did for this scooter, that if you've watched any of the past videos I did, which not a lot of people have done apparently, but I had this rear view mirror. I said that funny. I added a rear view mirror to get visibility behind me, because one thing on scooters is usually to see behind you, you have to turn your entire body, wrench your head around to see what's behind you. Sometimes you can, if it's darker, you can go by seeing headlights start to appear on the street, knowing that a car is approaching from behind you. But you have no idea, you know, how close they're going to be, what they're actually doing. So having this rear view mirror is very nice, because it allows me to see what's going on behind and react accordingly. And because of course on motorcycle I have that. Then I put mirrors on all of the e-bikes I have as well. Figure it's probably time to put it on this one. And I think that it's been worth it. And this if you buy this scooter, or if you buy either the P65 or the P100, they sell a mirror kit for it, a rear view mirror kit. And it comes with 2 mirrors, but they're kind of bulky, as you can see. They kind of stick out kind of far here. And on just putting it on the left side, I'm still able to maneuver it up and down the stairs in my house to my basement without much problem. I know that when I put the other side on, I put the mirror on the right side, then it became a bit much. It didn't really fit anymore. And then it was quite difficult to get this thing. It was almost impossible to get it up and down the stairs, get it out of my house, getting it from the basement to the ground level and out the door. I had a bit too much bulk, so I just have it on the left side, and that doesn't cause too much problem. But so I'm going to turn around and go back the other way, because this is Goss Avenue, just passing Texas Avenue. I'm going to turn around and go the other way. And this is the Germantown neighborhood, which I've done videos through before on plenty of other vehicles like bikes and little Honda Navi that I've got. I think that's the first time I've recorded a video going through on a scooter. And something that you run into riding scooters or e-bikes or kind of any of this kind of stuff is that a lot of times people, when they're in traffic and they're going to have to interact with you, so they're going to be turning off a side street or they come to a stop sign, it's very unpredictable. There's plenty of times I ride these, watching this video, when I'm on the street, I treat it like a car. I don't just blow through all the stop signs and red lights and, just haphazardly just do whatever I want. I try to obey traffic rules. And then when I go on a bike lane or path or something, then I go over and fully treat it like I'm a bike. But people, it's unpredictable how they're going to react when you go past. And people get rather impatient. So it's a combination of, it's a combination of people getting impatient and then also being very indecisive. And these roads are quite bumpy. So now I'm on, this is Logan Street. I don't know if this is maybe too dark through here, but and over to the right is the Logan Street Market, which is an area where there are multiple vendors and booths set up. If you're from different areas of the country, it's kind of like, from Cincinnati in Ohio, it's kind of like their Findlay Market, just a much smaller version with fewer things going on. And in Pittsburgh they have like markets and stuff. I think that was an attempt to get something like that set up here, which is something that we really don't have. In Louisville, stuff is there's strip malls, grocery stores, Targets, Walmarts, malls. Not much in the way of small shops. And then this building over on my right, I think it used to be an ice house or something, and now it's being redeveloped. I think there'll be some condos and retail space eventually. And I'm getting somewhat close to Broadway, which is a road that goes through Louisville from the kind of downtown area to the west end, and then it goes through and dead ends and ends at the Highlands. I don't remember where that goes, so I'm gonna have to go out here on the street for a minute. So before too long here, I'll cross back over to not be on a main road. So we're going by the Paris Town Hall, which is a concert venue. And it has a way to get back to the general Highlands neighborhoods. I guess there's some kind of concert going on tonight, or it's just people playing loud music. Oh, one of these venues over here. So that was kind of going a little roundabout way here. Alright, yeah, so I started out in the Highlands, and I went through over to Germantown, which is a neighborhood. Then I went by the Logan Street Market, through that kind of area. And then now I'm kind of back on the outskirts of the Highlands / Germantown area. Yeah, so that was taking out the Segway P65S for a ride at nighttime. Until later.